What would you say was the biggest spark that changed for you to be able to make that kind of music now?
I was actually in the studio with Dilly, and I didn't know what I wanted to write about. But on the way there, I started thinking about what I wanted to be, what I wanted to put out. And the song that we made just sounded so different from everything else that I had. My goal is to make music that when someone sings it, they're like, this is my song. My first release, 420, on my birthday. Imposter syndrome hits. It hits every single year.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Big 4 and 3 in the building, aka Marsco and MarscoMedia, the hottest thing to come out of Western Mass since basketball. If you ain't heard about me yet, you're gonna hear about me. But to my right, I got the homie. I feel like it's a family reunion over here right now. Shout out my girl, Amberlie.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for
I feel
coming
great. Yeah. It is a
Looking
family
great, too.
reunion.
I know I say it every time, but still one of my first ever interviews, and it was so OG that I didn't even have an intro yet. I was just saying, "What's up? How's it going?"
Yeah. And like I mention every time, it was my first interview too. So we're steady rocking, yeah.
Exactly, but there's been a lot that's changed since that first interview. But most importantly, there's been a name change.
Yes.
Can you walk me through that? What happened there?
Well, so Teja was more of like a conduit into the music industry. I feel like I wasn't sure if I wanted to connect my entire person to the artist. And the songs I let out or like released under Teja were kind of like frivolous, trying to find myself, my songs, and I think I'm ready to just be me.
I like that. That's
Yeah.
really dope. So it's like, you feel like it's kind of as you grow as an artist, you feel like it's just more connected to who you are now, right? Is that what you would say?
Yeah.
That's dope.
And something that I've always wanted to be as an artist is someone that actually says something. And I feel like as much as I love Teja and I love the songs that I put out under that, they didn't really say anything that was like helpful and coexistence and community, that sort of thing.
That's actually really dope that you say that. So obviously, before I was like doing all this stuff, I was rapping, I was making music, and I feel the same way. Like when I first was making music, I was just like putting words together that rhymed, like it sounded good and stuff like that. But as I kept getting into it, I feel like you go from making music to like making art, you know, and like putting yourself into it.
Yep.
And like it's cool to see somebody else walk on that journey and that path. What would you say was the biggest spark that changed for you to be able to make that kind of music now?
I was actually in the studio with Dilly, and I didn't know what I wanted to write about. But on the way there, I started thinking about what I wanted to be, what I wanted to put out. And the song that we made just sounded so different from everything else that I had. And it kind of started the evolution of just accepting that I want to use my own name and be, my person.
So would you say that there's a different sound to the music as well, or you say just it's the content and like it's just a lot more depth to it now? Like those songs are heavier.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even call them heavier. Like all of the songs that I have that are going to be released this year are very like vibey, summer, pink, like very nice. But definitely in what I'm saying and how I'm saying it and the energy that I'm actually emitting into the songs. Like my goal is to make music that when someone sings it, they're like, this is my song. Like the song is about me and my journey, and it makes them, it empowers them to continue, move forward kind of thing.
Excited. So can we expect like a summer album or a couple summer bangers to come out this year?
Definitely a couple of summer bangers for sure. My first release, 420, on my birthday.
That's crazy. You're born on 420. You would be.
Yeah, that's me.
That's awesome.
But then I'm releasing another one in June, and then August. I'm trying to do every other month, and then in between, I'm gonna put songs that just are unreleased or might not ever be released on YouTube.
Okay.
So I'm gonna keep everything updated, keep it flowing.
That's awesome. Can we expect any music video activity this year?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
We're starting next weekend for the release on 420. So Mariposa, come in.
Butterfly. See, I've been learning my Spanish. I've been on Duolingo. I've been getting crazy. with it. Stop
Everybody's
playing with
talking
me.
about Duolingo. I'm like, maybe I should get on there.
Yeah, for real.
My Spanglish is like,
Oh, it's a little iffy, you say? Yeah, but it's a lot better than mine. I've been told I have the Spanish level of like a 4-year-old right now.
Oh, okay.
But I'm getting there.
You're getting there, though.
I'm
That's
getting there.
progress.
Heck yeah, it's better than not
That's
having any at all.
I was just gonna say.
First grader. So
First grader,
that's like
okay.
6 years old, 7 years
There
old.
you go.
I'll take that. Mi
You're-
español es perfecto. No juego.
Está bien. Está bien.
No games. But obviously though, how many years have you been a part of the YTH Fest now?
Oh man, this will be my 3rd year.
Amazing, amazing.
I'm really excited about it. Yeah, I feel like the Webster Hall too. Premiere of Amberlie.
Yeah. Ooh, I like to hear that. So after being part of YTH for the last 3 years now, how would you say you've seen the festival change?
Honestly, I mean, obviously it's elevated, but I feel like the vibe behind it is more, it just is ingrained more that it is for like artists to network and get to know each other and support local people. I think it's really effective in doing that. And I feel like the only thing that I've really seen change, obviously, is the organization itself and like the vibe where it's being held this year is crazy and an accomplishment for sure. So
That's awesome, yeah.
Yeah.
I love to hear that. So you've been a part of YTH now for the last 3 festivals, 3 years. What is something that you'd want to say to the Amberlie, formerly known as Teja, back then?
I guess just keep going. Like, imposter syndrome hits. It hits every single year, every other day. But I think that's for everyone, you know? Like, if you don't feel like you belong in a space, because obviously as a woman, like, it's very male-dominated. The music industry is very male-dominated. You see these festivals, there's so many men. This year, there are so many more women. And that is a change in YTH that I absolutely am hype about, is that there's more women this year, for sure.
Yeah.
But I guess what I would say to my, former self is that you belong there. You belong here. Yeah.
So honestly, like you said, a lot of people deal with imposter syndrome. Do you feel like you've improved with that as you've continued on your artist journey? Or is it something that you still struggle with like every day at the same level?
I wouldn't say every day. That was a little dramatic of me, but I definitely I feel like I've been talking about it a lot recently because I feel like I've been sundowning. People with Alzheimer's, their symptoms tend to like come out more at night. And like for me, my imposter syndrome, it's like 7 o'clock. For some reason, I'm like, there's too much music. How am I supposed to break through the noise? Like, what am I doing here? But then it's like, why not? Why not? Why don't I belong? Like, why wouldn't I belong here?
Yeah. That's amazing.
Why wouldn't you belong? You know what I mean?
Exactly. You gotta put it out there. What I always tell people is that like there's no one that can be you as good as you. And truly, like I feel like when you go from making music to like you said now, like making art and like your music, you're Amberlie now. It's like no one's gonna look at your music the same way that you look at it. No one's gonna be able to create that kind of music because no one looks at the world and experiences the world like you. That's why you're freaking special. You got that, God. Sorry, I got on my soapbox a little bit. No problem, yeah, but before I bring you to tears a little bit, my fault, you know what I'm saying?
I'm happy that I have the sunglasses on. I'm like,
No problem. I truly mess with your music. You're very talented for sure. No problem. You make amazing, Amberlie. You make amazing music. Waste My Time, still up there. I hope that's still out there on the platform for everybody.
Yeah.
But perfect though. But if there's people that are out there trying to make music and like just keep pushing hard, what's one thing you've learned about performing that you wish you knew at the beginning?
I think you have to go into it with the idea that you are there to support all those artists. Those artists are there to support you. Like, as long as you put out your best self, if you do your best. I mean, and sometimes you fuck up. Sometimes you're gonna like have bad days. But I think as long as you're presenting with the best intentions, the stage is yours.
Heck yeah, I love to hear that. So if somebody could go out there and find your music right now, they've never heard of it, where are you pointing to? What song, what album, what project? What are you taking these people to right now?
Right now, it's still Teja, so I would say Waste My Time or Too Much SFF under Teja, Teja on Spotify, Apple Music. But Amberlie is coming out on 4/20.
4/20.
4/20, she was born.
Yep, birthday. The birth is coming. I'm excited for everything she has coming. You need to tap in. MarscoMedia, YTH Fest Artist Showcase. Picture show. What is that? What is that called? Portraiture. I know how to add it. We're out of here. MarscoMedia. Bow. Boom.